Everybody, welcome to Void Demon, a little bit of a quick demo. I'm going to try to make this quick, and I'll do other videos to sort of flesh out some of the things. I was going to talk about the background and the setup a little bit. I'll try to keep it down to just 2 or 3 minutes. I'll see if I can do it. The box over here, I bought those for games and stuff that I want to put components in. Bought that off of Amazon, printed that out. That file is in that cover sheet is in the files that you would be downloaded. You can see that right here we've got the deck plans, 3 levels of the ship. Level 1 is the command and crew level. Level 2 is the labs. Level 3 is engineering systems. Nothing too outrageous. You've got your bridge, you've got the captain's quarters, crew quarters, galley storage. Galley is right there, recreation and stuff. Lab systems, lab storage, labs, medical bay, lounge, got to have a lounge, and an observation deck. And then down here in engineering, you've got your machine shop, equipment, etc., operations, cargo, and then your engineering space and your engine room. Each one of these little squares is an encounter token. There are several that are specific to each level, and then some of them are generics. They can be anywhere, so you sort of divvy up. There's 52 of them, and then they're divided up by level, and then you mix them up and then place one on each square. And then the point here is to gather your crew or your rescue team. And here are some of the members. Now there's going to be, well, there are in the game, there are 21, I think, different people. There's 21 different characters, but only 18 that come on the mission. Some of them you find when you're over in the ship. That's a little surprise there, but a little that you can find some other members of the some survivors. But you can only take 8. So the boarding shuttle only has room for 8 people. So you go through the list of people and you decide who you think is going to be real useful. Different people have different skills. These guys are all soldiers. You can see the green dot, so they're soldiers. And then Birdie is the drone pilot, and she actually has a drone. That's an extra little character that can go with you. You can't do everything, but it's real good for scouting. And then you've got the executive, and then these people with the blue, they're specialists. So they have other abilities beyond just fighting. They're not there for fighting. Jacob is an exception. He's a bodyguard. You don't have to take him, but he's the executive security guy or corporate security guy that comes along on the mission. So the first thing you do is you divide up all the tokens. We can look at some of those. I don't even know what they are. This one is a corpse. So this is just a dead body. So then you would have, and I don't have it here because I have it on my computer. It's included in the files. If you download the game, there's an encounter guide that has each one of these listed, and it tells you what the effects and what you have to do. Sorry about my fingers. Over here we have the jump timer, and we have the event cards. These are the event cards. This is the main pile, and then there's 10 cards that are special, and they're good things. Most of these are bad, and as the game goes along, this pile gets smaller and smaller, but bad cards get shuffled back in, so the percentage of bad cards goes up, so you can balance that out by purchasing. There's mechanisms to do that. Good cards and put in there and kind of help balance out the deck a little bit as you go. Here's some of the bad guys. It's an abomination. We don't know what that is, just something from the void. The aspect of the void is exactly what it says. It's just an aspect of the void that's leaked over into our universe. Bone Thrall is just a good old-fashioned skeleton. Eidolon is a ghost. Vampire. Possessed crew members. And a zombie. You can see that. So these are things that you might run into, and there's a couple of other little surprises here and there. You shuffle the cards. So the jump timer, the ship has been possessed by something, right? And it's being lined up by the artificial intelligence to jump to Earth. So this is your countdown timer. Got to have a countdown timer in any science fiction kind of setting. And and as that goes down, there are ways to increase it and there are ways to manipulate it, but when it hits 0, you lose. Then the last point that I would make is that you don't know how you have to win. So there are 10 different scenarios. They're not super complex. They're just various conditions that you have to find. I don't want to give away too much right now, but For instance, one of them is simply you have to fight the void demon, right? That's one of them. So if you have enough soldiers, you can go and just blast him. It's not an easy fight, but it's like a boss fight. One of them is you have to blow up the ship. So there are conditions you have to meet to go blow up the ship and get away from the void demon while you're doing that. He's trying to stop you. There are other ones that are more complex, but those are just two that I think are sort of obligatory, so they're not going to surprise anybody. One last thing, each character, and I'll talk more about this later, it's kind of hard to see here. You have combat, willpower, health, and tech, and there's one last value, which is your psych value. Nobody knows what that is before you come over onto the ship, and it's tested like by somebody attacking you with mental combat or something, and then you flip it over and you find out that he has a 3, which isn't particularly good. It's not bad. It's about average, or high average, and that's it. This is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to cut this one off now, but I'll have other ones for people later. I have tokens printed that will, and actually some of those are here, I think, for recording health and mental damage, a la, I'm banking on the name now, like Arkham Horror, but I just found that using dice, I got these, you can buy these, cheap online or at a game store, and then I just put, oh, he has 1 hit, he has 2 hits, whatever, and that's an easy way to keep track of stuff. That way I didn't have to assemble any more tokens. I was getting kind of assembly fatigue after a while. All right, thanks.